Life never quite follows the roadmaps we lay out, does it? I learned that lesson late, as my 30s whispered to close behind me, under the dim glow of a street lamp on Westwood Boulevard. My world was a canvas. Empty, save for the sporadic strokes of freelance graphic design work that helped pay the bills. I was the quintessential homebody, venturing out only when the walls of my apartment seemed to creep inward too close for comfort. That Friday night, a light drizzle painted the city silver as I sat with old college friends at Café Rosa. They were mothers, wives. Their lives were splashes of vibrant color, chaotic, filled with laughter and the cries of children. I, on the other hand, faded into the background, my singlehood a blank space they politely ignored. As they shared stories over wine, I sipped my drink, feeling like a shadow among portraits. When the chime of familial duties called them home early, I drifted to the bar, drowning the silence with a glass of red. That's when Michael slid into the seat beside me. "How's it going?" he asked, breaking through the buzz of the room. "Better now," I replied, surprised at the warmth his voice stirred within me. "I'm Marianne." We talked until the lights dimmed low. Our conversation, a weaving dance between laughs and confessions, revealed shared loneliness beneath our busy veneers. Impulsively, I accepted his invitation for dinner the following week. That date marked the beginning of everything. A year later, Michael asked me to marry him, and without hesitation, I said yes. Our wedding was a whirlwind, encapsulated in the golden glow of promises and laughter. The next 2 years were bliss. Michael was attentive and kind, a true partner in every sense. He made me feel cherished, loved. But as we ventured into the 3rd year, attempting to weave a new life into our tapestry, the threads began to fray. Despite our efforts, children remained a dream just beyond reach. The news of my infertility didn't shock me as much as it relieved me, a secret guilt that I carried alone in my heart. Yet, I feared sharing this with Michael, worried it would sever what was left of us. And it did, in ways I hadn't anticipated. Michael's warmth cooled into a distant frost. He buried himself in work, leaving me to nurse my broken dreams in the silence of our now cold home. His absences grew longer, and his gaze, once so full of love, barely met mine anymore. Then came the day he told me his father, Edmund, was coming to stay with us. "He needs some time away," Michael said, his eyes avoiding mine. It was clear he was escaping more than just the city. Edmund's arrival brought a different energy into our stagnant home. His presence was comforting. He still carried grief like an old, familiar coat, having never truly recovered from the loss of his wife. We sat together that evening, an old film flickering forgotten as we shared stories and quiet laughter. For the first time in months, I felt seen, heard, connected. Late into the night, as our movie ended and the screen faded to black, I finally allowed the tears to fall. Edmund's arms wrapped around me, a fatherly comfort that slowly, unexpectedly, sparked something more, a forbidden attraction that frightened yet thrilled me. As the night deepened, so did our conversation, and with it, the realization that Michael was indeed lost to me, his heart perhaps captivated by another. The pain was sharp, a cut deep and precise, yet in its wake came a strange sort of freedom. Edmund's eyes, filled with understanding and a hint of something more, became my solace. The following morning dawned crisp and clear, as if the world itself had reset. I made my way to the kitchen, where Edmund was preparing breakfast. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee mingled with the scent of toast, creating a comforting atmosphere that contrasted sharply with the emotional turmoil of the night before. He handed me a mug, his fingers brushing mine, sending a shiver up my spine. "Good morning, Marianne," he said, his voice a soothing balm. As we sat together, the proximity felt dangerously intimate. Each glance, each innocent touch was charged with an unspoken promise of something more. It was terrifying and exhilarating. We spoke little of mundane things, but our eyes held conversations that words could barely articulate. The day stretched before us, filled with quiet moments that stitched us closer together. In the late afternoon, as the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the living room, Edmund finally broke the silence that had settled between us. "Marianne, I know this isn't simple, and I know it's not right as per the conventions of the world. But I feel something for you," he confessed, his eyes searching mine for any sign of rejection. I felt the world pause, my heart pounding loudly in my chest. The confession ignited a fierce blaze of emotion within me, a mix of guilt, desire, and profound relief. "Edmund, my voice faltered, the weight of my own confession pressing down. Before I could gather my thoughts, he reached out, his hand cupping my face gently. The touch was electric, a current that ran straight to my soul. We leaned in, and our lips met in a kiss that was tentative at first but grew with certainty as we acknowledged the reality of our feelings. The kiss deepened, and I found myself being led to my bedroom, the place where I had spent countless nights yearning for a connection I thought I'd lost forever. As the door clicked shut behind us, the rest of the world fell away. Edmund's hands, seasoned with the passage of time, were confident and gentle. His lips traced a path of fiery passion along my neck, awakening a hunger I hadn't known I possessed. In the sanctuary of my room, we explored each other with a slow, almost reverent urgency. Edmund's experience was evident in every touch, every kiss, guiding me through waves of sensation that cascaded over my body, leaving me breathless and utterly consumed. The connection was profound, not just physical but emotional, a balm to the wounds of my heart, a promise of a future I dared to hope for. Afterward, we lay entwined, the air around us heavy with the scent of our mingled desire. "I want to be with you, Marianne, if you'll have me," Edmund whispered, his voice thick with emotion. The simplicity of his words, the depth of his commitment, stirred something deep within me. "Yes," I breathed out, the decision carving out a new path in my heart. The reality of our situation loomed large, we were bound to face judgment, scorn, and misunderstanding. Yet, holding Edmund, feeling his heartbeat against mine, I knew we could withstand the storms. In the days that followed, we planned quietly. Edmund would speak to Michael, handle the painful admissions and necessary confrontations. I would start anew, not as a woman scorned and broken, but as one who had found an unexpected, unconventional love in the ashes of her old life. The morning of our departure, as we stood at the threshold of what had once been my marital home, I felt a surge of poignant nostalgia mixed with hopeful anticipation. We stepped into the light of a new dawn together, ready to face whatever judgments the world might cast our way. The road ahead would be fraught with challenges, but in Edmund's presence, I found a strength I never knew I had. The love we shared, born from pain and comfort, was a testament to the unpredictable journeys of the heart. And as we drove away, I realized that sometimes, the most profound destinations are reached by the most unexpected paths. Thank you for listening to my story. Please leave your comments below. If you like this story, please like and subscribe to the channel to follow upcoming stories. Thank you.